Whenever I had this on, the compliment was that my stomach. Oh my god, that was my stomach. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what is up? My name is Dia. Nice of you to join us for today's video. So in today's video, we are going to be rating 12 Lattafa fragrances that went viral on social media. Now I want you to bear in mind that this rating and the order I'm going to put them in is going to be based on my preferences, so my taste, and also based on the performance of the perfume, so the projection, the longevity, the sillage, and stuff like that. So we're going to start from the bottom to the top. Now I don't know if you would notice that my rating of a particular fragrance does not necessarily affect its placement. The placement of the perfumes is just based on what feels right. So I can rate like a perfume an 8 out of 10 and it will still be in the bottom of the placement and all of that. So I don't know, that might be a little bit confusing, so I'm just gonna put that out there. Now in this particular video, you'll notice that I don't have the bottles with me here. That's because recently I moved and it just didn't make sense for me to be moving around with empty bottles. But yeah, you will definitely see like videos on the screen, so you know which perfumes we'll be talking about as I go on. All right, coming in at number 12 is Qimmah by Lattafa. Now if you've seen my review of this particular perfume, you know how I feel about it. I'm not the hugest fan of this scent, not because it smells terrible. It doesn't smell terrible. I just found the smell to be very confusing. I feel like they were probably going in for like a floral gourmand, because aside the floral scent notes, you also have like coffee and cacao, and I wasn't quite getting those. And I don't know, the scent in general wasn't hitting, like it wasn't landing for me. Some people speculate that is inspired by Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. Now I've smelled that particular fragrance and I've mentioned this in my review as well. I wasn't really getting that, but people do say that it's like the lighter version of that particular perfume. I think that if you like it, you like it, and to be quite honest, I think it's perfect for the summer because it's not a heavy scent. It's quite airy, and also the projection is pretty decent, but the longevity is non-existent. I think after 2 hours you wouldn't be able to smell that fragrance on you anymore. At least that's how it performed on me. I would rate this fragrance a 6 out of 10. I don't think the scent is terrible. The scent itself is not terrible, but I'm not a fan, and it's just not long lasting, so no. Yeah, so this is definitely 12 for me. Now, the fragrance that comes in at the 11th spot for me is Ameer Oud Intense. And you guys, I did a review on this particular fragrance about 6 months ago, but I've had this for over a year, and you can still see that I have a little bit of this left. This is in the lower side. It's on the lower side of this particular order for me, not necessarily because I dislike the scent. I don't dislike it, but it's a little bit too strong for me, and this is coming from somebody who does enjoy like strong fragrances. Now this is a sweet, smoky, woody, vanilla fragrance, but to me this needs a little bit more on the masculine side. It's not bad at all, it's just a bit too much for me. Now I feel like this goes without saying, this scent is better suited for like the winter, colder weather. Don't wear this in the summer, because honestly you would be disturbing everybody around you. This is a very strong scent, and I feel like this is the kind of scent that could induce headache, especially for me, because again it's very strong. Yeah, now a lot of people have said that this is inspired by is it By the Fireplace? I don't remember what the house behind that particular perfume is called, but yes, By the Fireplace. I've actually smelled that fragrance, and I have to say that I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype of the original fragrance, and I in terms of whether this smells like that one, I would say that now, because I've had this for over a year, right? So I would say that now this smells a lot like the original that it did the first time when I first got it. I don't know if that's making sense, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So yes, Ameer Oud for me comes in 11th place. Now the perfume that comes at 10th place for me is Musk Mood. Now this particular fragrance, I remember when I first started using it, I rated it like a 6.5 out of 10. Now I rate it like a 7 out of 10 because I feel like the more that I used that perfume, the more that I liked it, right? It's this soft, musky, clean fragrances that is slightly powdery. You can wear this perfume by itself, you can layer it with other perfumes, and it's just absolutely perfect, and it's super long lasting. It's super long lasting. Now I'm putting this a little lower in this particular order, not necessarily because I hate this scent, because I quite like it. It's just simply because there are other fragrances that I like a little bit more than I like this one. I would say, however, that there is a high chance that I would buy Musk Mood again, simply because I just feel like the perfume is very versatile. Again, you can wear it by itself and it smells good. You can pair it with other fragrances, and it's nice. Yeah, if you are into like clean scents, you're in your clean girl aesthetics era, honestly go in for Musk Mood. I really like it, especially I feel like it's a bit more feminine, so a lot more women will like it, but it is a perfectly unisex scent. So yes, at 10th place for me is Musk Mood. Now the fragrance that comes at the 9th position for me is Oud Mood. Now this particular fragrance went super viral, especially on TikTok. It went super viral, and I have to say that I fell under that influence and I went and I got it. Now this, I like it. I like it. I like the scent. It's very nice. It's a very sweet, spicy, gourmand scent. I get very strong notes of that caramel and the oud and the spice. The spice is there as well. The spice is almost a little bit incensey. I like it, but this particular fragrance I feel like is it's a scent that you either like or you don't, and I feel like that was more or less kind of like the consensus at some point on TikTok. There were some people that really liked it, and there were others who were like, oh, this scent is very overhyped, and I understood why people would say that. Now let me tell you guys, I got a lot of compliments whenever I wore this particular fragrance, especially in the winter. Now on my skin it pulled very much, you know, gourmand, but on my friend it pulled very much floral, which I found very interesting. So I guess based on like your what's the word for that, your, oh, that's a term for it, if I remember I'll put it somewhere on the screen, but it on her skin it pulled floral, and I found that very interesting. It smelled really good. Yeah, but on my skin it wasn't the same. But yeah, I got a ton of compliments wearing that particular fragrance. Now that particular fragrance is very strong, so I would say keep it for the winter or colder weather, because listen, in the summer it's just going to be too much. Okay, yeah, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. For me, Oud Mood, I will rate it like what did I say? I rated an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, it smells good, I like the smell, and it's super long lasting. I will put Velvet Rose at the 8th position. This is such a fruity rose scent. It's a sweet rose scent with like a spicy accord. The spice also pulls a little bit incensey. Now this is definitely a fragrance that is more on the mature side for me. If you're somebody who does not enjoy rose scents, you don't like spicy fragrances, I'll say just completely put this one aside. Yeah, however, if you like rose scents and you don't mind spicy fragrances, I think that you really like this one. It's very, the longevity is very impressive. It's a really long lasting fragrance. It smells very feminine, very floral. I like it a lot. It's more on the mature side though. I'll say this is one of the fragrances that is pretty classy. Yeah, it's very suited for summer too. I wore this a lot in the beginning of summer and it's completely used up right now. I like the fragrance. I think, what did I say? I'll rate this a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. It smells good and it's very long lasting. Now the only thing I don't like about this particular perfume is the bottle. I remember when I was reviewing this particular perfume, the cap, like the glass part of it came off, and as I continue using the perfume, I don't know, like the top of the bottle cracked, and the bottle itself was fine, but like around the nozzle, you know, there's a thing that covers the nozzle, it cracked and it broke. So I don't know, I guess if you're gonna buy that perfume, pay attention to like the bottle itself, especially the cap. It's not, for some reason it's not very solid. So that's the only thing I don't like about this perfume. If not, the scent I like and it's super long lasting. Yeah, so that comes at number 8 for me. Now number 7 on my list will be Khamrah Qahwa. And listen, I know, I think it was probably like a month or two ago that I did like a review on Khamrah Qahwa, and in that video I said that I liked Khamrah Qahwa a little bit more than I liked the Khamrah original. And now that I think about it, I don't think that's quite the case. By the way, I still have it here, and this is what that is looking like. This is how much of it I've used. Now, do I like the scent? Yes, I do like the scent, but I think I like the original a little better. I don't know, you know, the original is a lot sweeter, so I guess maybe I'm just really into sweet scents. Yeah, and this is not bad. This is not bad at all. I don't mind that ginger in there. I guess I just like the original better. So this comes at number 7 for me. It's still long lasting and all of that, and it's very hot outside, so I don't like to put this on as much because it can be very cloying and headache inducing a little bit. So I'm gonna save this one for like when we are in the colder weather and see how that performs. But for now, this comes at number 7 for me, and I'm just gonna put that one aside, and we're gonna move on to the sit place. Now, coming in at number 6 for me is Affection Love by Lattafa. Now listen, I liked this scent, but there was something about it that I wasn't quite enthused by. Now this is a sweet pistachio fragrance. It has you know, some floral notes in there and very slight spicy scent notes in there. I didn't quite like that floral accord in there. I don't know, it gave it this scent that I didn't like at all, especially in the opening. I wasn't a huge fan of the opening. However, when the perfume dries down, it's really nice. It's really nice. It's a sweet pistachio, so it's very much a gourmand scent with like a spicy floral, I want to say, accord, but it's mostly a gourmand scent. Now, a lot of people say that is a dupe of Kiali's Gelato fragrance. I still don't think that I'm going to be getting the original fragrance. I don't know, the whole consensus on it is a little polarizing, and I don't want to take the risk. So I cannot confirm or deny whether they smell alike, but I can tell you that this particular fragrance does smell good. Once you get past that opening, I think you should be fine. And I did get compliments while I had that particular perfume on, so that sells it. It is a nice fragrance. Just, I guess, I wouldn't say that it's in my top 5 though, but it's not a bad fragrance. What did I say I'll rate this? This is a 7 out of 10 for me. It's super long lasting too. It's sweet pistachio. If you like pistachio fragrances, you're gonna like this one. Sweet pistachio, which lasts long, so you know, yeah, that's basically it. So that will be number 6 for me. All right, we are about to delve into my top 5 Lattafa fragrances, at least based on the perfumes that I've used currently, and I just feel like this part of the list will probably hit or meet a little bit of resistance, but just hear me out. Let's get into it. I feel like I'm wasting time. Anyway, coming in at number 5 for me is Nebras. Now Nebras, in my opinion, is a mature gourmand scent. Now it is sweet. You get, you know, the hints of cacao and vanilla, but you also get like fruits like berries in there, and there's also like a floral, you know, accord in there. I believe there's rose in this particular fragrance. Yeah, I like it. It's sweet. It's just that it was so hyped on social media that when I finally got my hands on it, I guess I was expecting something else, and it wasn't as sweet as I wanted it to be, but it is sweet. It is sweet. There is vanilla in there. It's a sweet fragrance. I liked it. Now, this is said to be a dupe of Billie Eilish's fragrance, the first one, the number 1. I know that some people said that's not true, but in my opinion, they smell very much alike. I went to smell the fragrance at Sephora. No, it wasn't Sephora. I went to, I think it was JCPenney. Yeah, they smell very much alike. It's like a 98 or 99% similarities. The only thing is, I feel like Billie Eilish's fragrance is a lot sweeter. There's a lot more vanilla in there. Otherwise, they smell very much alike. And Nebras is super long lasting. I cannot speak for Billie Eilish's fragrance because I didn't really test that one out. But Nebras is a super long lasting fragrance. It's super long lasting. That one, I can vouch for it. And I feel like there's a high chance that I might get it again, because I've been looking for like a new vanilla fragrance, and I quite remember that I really liked that particular one. So for now, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how that's gonna go, but yeah, basically Nebras for me is my fit perfume that I really like from Lattafa. And for this particular fragrance, I'll rate it like a 9 out of 10. It's a solid 9 out of 10. It's a beautiful scent. Let me not even lie to you. But yes, at the fourth position for me will be Teriaq. This particular fragrance I absolutely loved. Now you get strong notes of that caramel and the honey. There's also floral notes, but those don't stand out as much. There's a little bit of spice. It's more peppery, but that pepperiness goes away the more that I used it. And what else? There's a little bit of that leather that just warps everything into one. It's such a smoothly blended fragrance. It's very classy, it's very elegant. I absolutely loved it. Whenever I had this on, the compliment was that my stomach. Oh my god, that was my stomach. In any case, whenever I had this fragrance on, I had so much compliments, and people would tell me that I smell elegant. It was that one word that a lot of people use when they complimented me when I had this perfume on. It's a very classy fragrance. Now I would rate this particular fragrance, I think I rated it an 8 out of 10, and I stand by that. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. Now, one very interesting thing about Teriaq for me is that in the beginning, it wasn't like a super, I wouldn't necessarily say that it was subtle. It wasn't subtle, but it wasn't like super deep. But as I used it, as that perfume macerated a bit more, I do feel like it got a little deeper. Yeah, I really liked that scent. Super long lasting too. Very classy, very elegant. If you are not sure whether to get that fragrance, I would say go ahead and get it. At least try it out for yourself. It's a very nice fragrance. But yes, Teriaq definitely for me would be at fourth place. Now at number 3 for me is Amethyst Oud. I love this fragrance. I would rate it like a solid 8 out of 10. You know, again, based on my preference, the projection, the longevity, 8 out of 10. It's a very strong fragrance, a very heavy floral perfume. That rose and that jasmine is not a joke at all. There's also like spicier chords in there, but it's sweet. It's sweet. It's a sweet, heavy floral perfume. It's very nice. Now, the only thing I didn't love about this particular scent is the opening. It gave very much gasoline, petrol, insecticide, and I know that some people don't agree with me, and that's totally fine. But this was based on my experience, and even as this macerated towards the end, I could still get hints of that scent profile. But this is a very beautiful scent. It's a very classy scent. I love the scent, don't get me wrong, and I got a lot of compliments whenever I had it on. There was this one time I went to school. At the bookstore there was this girl, like, so I was walking around, I was looking for something, and then eventually I went to the counter, and then she was like, yeah, it's you. And I was like, I was a little confused, and then she said as she was walking around in there, like, she was like catching a whiff of a particular like scent, and she didn't know where it was coming from, and then she realized that it was coming from me. And this was a time that the perfume was about to finish, right? I got tons and tons of compliments, and she liked it on me. So yes, it's a nice scent. I just feel like it's a very mature scent, and you have to enjoy certain fragrances to really appreciate this one. It's very beast mode. It projects. This is not only leaving a scent trail, but it will also announce your presence. It's a very strong fragrance. I would just say, you know, just be a little bit more cautious with this one. If there is a way that you can test it out, please do before you commit to a full bottle. Because I feel like it's definitely one of those fragrances that falls into the category of you either like it or you don't. And luckily for me, I liked it, and it smelled pretty good on me. So, you know, yeah, definitely test it out. But yeah, this is definitely number 3 for me, and I'll rate it like an 8 out of 10. Now the perfume that I will place at number 2, and this one is a solid 10 out of 10 for me. A solid 10 out of 10. The perfume that comes in at number 2 is Tharwa Gold. Oh my god, I still remember how excited I was when I first tried this perfume. It's fruity, it's clean, it's musky, it's powdery. Oh my goodness, it's perfect for the summer. It projects pretty nicely, it's long lasting, it leaves a scent trail, it creates a bubble around you. Oh my god, I love this particular fragrance. I love this so much. Now this is said to be inspired by YSL Libre, and I feel like this one is duping the original, not the intense version. That's just my opinion. And even if it's duping the intense version, I'll say it's probably like a hybrid between the two fragrances. It's a more affordable option of YSL Libre, the original. So you know, if you're not able to afford that one, I would say definitely try your hands on Tharwa Gold. She smells good. She smells good. She smells so good. Oh my god. I did wonder whether, you know, putting this particular perfume at number one was the right call, but the more I think about it, the more it just makes sense. So number one for me in this particular list would be Khamrah. And if you've seen my review on this particular fragrance, you know that it wasn't like a love at first sniff, but after it macerated a bit more, I fell in love. I fell in love. This is a very sweet, juicy fragrance. It has like strong, I would say strong notes of cinnamon. It's very sweet. It's very sweet. And it's very juicy, almost like a juicy apple kind of fragrance. I did think that I liked the Flanca de Qahwa a little bit more than I liked the original, but now I don't think that anymore. I love the original. I've used two bottles of the original. That's how much I liked it. So I think that it makes a lot of sense that Khamrah will be my number one. Yeah, no, I'm still thinking about it, but it makes a lot of sense. Hold on, am I sure? I love Khamrah. Khamrah is my number one. It's sweet, it's juicy, it's super long lasting. Whenever I had this perfume on, I always got compliments. Every single time. Every single time I got compliments. Yeah, it's my number one fragrance. And I know a lot of people will not agree with that, which I totally understand because it's sweet and it's definitely the kind of sweetness that can be glowing and headache inducing. But if you like it, you like it. And I like it. So yes, Khamrah is definitely my number one fragrance from Lattafa, at least as at now, presently, currently. Let me put it that way. All right, so that is basically it for this particular video. Let's do like a quick, let me say, summary of my placements of the perfume. So coming in at number 12 is Qimmah, number 11 Ameer Oud Intense, number 10 Musk Mood, number 9 Oud Mood, number 8 Velvet Rose, number 7 Khamrah Qahwa, number 6 Affection Love, number 5 Nebras, number 4 Teriaq, number 3 Amethyst Oud, number 2 Tharwa Gold, and number 1 Khamrah. Let me know how you feel about this particular placement. Do you agree with my ratings? Do you disagree? Let me know in your comments in the comment section. I look forward to reading all of them, honestly. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye.